Yo, 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 Doormen, what's the word? It's your boy Chief in the building, back again. Episode 15 of the Doormen Podcast. Welcome back. Appreciate all my fellow Doormen checking in. Do me a favor, if you're seeing this on YouTube, man, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's support the channel, man. I'm trying to grow this thing and see what we can do with this. So welcome back to the channel. We are back with some security related content, and we're going to see what's going on today in the world of security. Interesting topic today. So this is I thought this wouldn't be controversial. I'm gonna be honest. I thought this was pretty cut and dry. But as I've talked to some people in the security field, I've gotten a few different answers, which surprised me. So I wanted to pose this question to my audience. And that question is, what would you do in this situation? I'm going to show two examples of a similar situation. So picture this in your mind for all my protectors and people who are protection minded. What would you do in this situation? I want you to think as a protector, as a bodyguard. You've been hired to protect a client. You're leaving a venue and there is an altercation that happens on your way out of the venue. And I mean an altercation involving your client. Someone says something, tries to get physical with them, tries to fight them, whatever the case is. Do you get your client out of the building? Do you focus on getting them to the car and leaving? Or do you think that it is your job to go back and handle that situation? To go back and fight the person, talk to the person, set them straight? What would you do in this situation? And let's add a piece to this. If your client asked you and told you that they wanted you to go back and address that situation, what would you do in that situation? That's the topic today. What would you do in this scenario? So I'm going to play two scenarios that are around this situation, and on a topic that I figured would be pretty unanimous. There were some people who said that they would have gone back, and there have been some that said that they would prioritize leaving and get their client to the car. It's very strange to me personally, but hey, you got to keep your hand on the pulse of the game. So let's watch this first situation. This is one we looked at before, but we'll break it down a little bit more here. This one is involving Sexy Red. Let's look at this. Okay, so let's break this down for the sake of time. In this situation, there's Sexy Red here, right? She's leaving a venue. She's coming off the stage here. This guard right here grabs Sexy Red, right? You see where his hand is. She notices it. She talks to her guard right here, probably tells him, hey, this just happened. Probably some encouraging words to handle the situation. He puts her down in a crowd and proceeds to go back. Things get physical at some point. Punches are thrown, and then they get out of there. So this is a similar scenario as we just discussed. You're leaving, something happens, the client urges you to go back and handle it. This guy chose to put the client down, go back, physically handle the situation, check the guy, whatever the case is. As a result, a fight happens, punches are thrown. Luckily, Sexy Red did not get involved or get hurt, but it could have easily happened. And they leave after that. So that's the first thing. Let's contrast that situation with this one. Let's watch. This is a situation that happened with GloRilla in a similar style, but handled a little bit different. Let's watch. So it happened kind of fast. So let's look at this. GloRilla here is behind this light-skinned guy here with the beanie on. They're leaving the club. She's behind him. A drink is thrown her direction. Hits her a little bit. They identify who it is. He stays in between her. GloRilla is upset. The friend throws a drink in retaliation, but the main part I wanted you to see is the difference here. Something happened. There was an altercation. This guard chose to keep it moving and to get the individual to the car. Now, there was a lot of backlash that took place with this situation. And this situation in particular, apparently, this guard, this light-skinned guy, the story was, don't know how true it is, that he was fired because he did not go back and handle that situation like she wanted him to. This is all speculation. We have no idea if this is true, but we'll play his response that he put out a few days later regarding this situation.
Dude, so all that extra man, I don't want to hear none of this shit. I got that safe. She making videos, ain't she? Can talk to y'all, can you know what I'm saying? Can she talk to me? You know what I'm saying? You alive. God led her. We out there, motherfucker. I did my job. It's complete. You know what I'm saying? But far as go over there and whoop that motherfucker like that, I ain't that type of I ain't finna go over there and whoop nobody. But they in front of our face and they did this shit, mama whoop the brakes off there. They're gonna be sleep, snoring, ugly. Her wig would have been all of them. They would have mopped the floor with that motherfucker the next day. You know what I'm saying? If she would threw that wall in our face, you know what I'm saying? But she didn't do that. She did this shit from the side, from the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't finna go back and whoop nobody. You know why? It's called assault charge. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lose my motherfucking license.
So he makes some good points there. I feel it didn't make sense for him to put the client down. He got the client out of there. So he's basically saying, I can live with you saying that you didn't like what I did, but you're safe, because that is the thing that matters most. There are those who saw this guy in his video and said that he didn't handle the situation right. He's weak, he's soft. And I want to know what you guys think. Would you go back and handle the situation like the first guard, or would you go and handle the situation like the second guard? Give me a 1 or a 2 in the comments. I'm going to give my quick spiel on this situation. If I put that client down in a crowd, let's say like number 1, he puts that client down in a crowd. I go back to address the situation. The whole purpose of me being there, the whole reason that I'm hired is to protect her body, right? So if I leave her body in a crowd around strangers, anybody could have hopped over the gate, got to her. If I'm in a fight with security and there's female security and the client decides to jump in to try to help me or whatever the case is, or there's a female security guard who just punches her. These are things that put her in an unsafe situation. And I'm always of the mind, whenever I'm working, I'm always thinking about what puts the client in the safest situation. You don't want to get into a situation, and you really think about the Rick Ross situation when he was in Canada, coming off of that stage. There was an altercation, very similar. They're leaving a situation, there's an altercation, and a fight happens. So he chose to stay. Instead of getting the client out of there, prioritizing safety, they prioritized handling business, standing on business, whatever you want to call it. And it backfired. Luckily, the client didn't get beat up. Typically, people aren't just going to beat up on celebrities. His DJ got the worst of it. And also the security got it really bad. And so these are reasons that I say always prioritize a client's safety over any type of ego or, responding as if you are the mad boyfriend and somebody said something to your girl and now I got to go back and, handle the situation. I think that, we just got to be careful with that kind of stuff. But there are those who are on both sides. So again, in the comments, I would love to know, what do you think of this type of situation? How would you personally handle this situation? Are you number 1 or are you number 2? So I look forward to reading your comments down below. This has been episode 15 of the Doormen Podcast. I'm Chief. Appreciate you guys checking in. Comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.